Hey, what's up, guys? Joe here with Steel Ops. Hey, a couple years ago, I did a video and made an armor comparison chart, and we got a lot of good feedback off of it. A lot of guys said it was very helpful, even if they chose not to buy Steel Ops plates. They said that the video and the information in that chart helped them kind of make some decisions. So I wanted to do that again. It's been a couple years since I've done it. The moral of the story is I take and I list a bunch of plates that I feel are probably some of the more popular ones on the market, and then I score them in different categories, and then we total the score up at the end. Lowest score kind of wins, so to speak. It's like golf, and yeah, we compare different plates. So I'm going to talk super fast through this video to try to make it as short as possible, and we're just going to dive right into it. You'll kind of figure it out. You can go back and rewatch later. Popping up onto your screen, you should see a list of all the plates that we're going to be judging and the first category that we're going to be scoring them in, which is thickness. You'll see there that we've signed a value of 1 to the plates that are the thinnest, and 2s and 3s to the plates that are bigger. You'll also notice, guys, that I'm trying to be a little bit biased towards other plates by not splitting hairs. Of the difference between a 1.1 and a 1.22 is not enough for me to assign a full point difference. So I could have gone deeper on that chart, but again, I'm trying to be a little bit biased towards some of the other plates on the list. So there's your 1s, 2s, and 3s. In some categories, we will go all the way out to 10, but in this category, we only went 1, 2, and 3. The lightest in that the thinnest in that category is obviously the Steel Ops plates, as is the Hesco L210 plate, very popular right now. That is only a 1/2 inch thick. So next category, coverage area. The only 2 in this category is the Steel Ops Armis plate that comes in at 8.75, even though it says 8.72. Sorry, a little typo there. 8.75 by 11.5. All the other plates are 10 by 12, so everybody else gets a 1. The Armis plate gets a 2. Next category, weight. This category, we did go all the way out to 10. Coming in number 1 is the Hesco 3810 at only 3.9 pounds. That's incredibly light, as is the Prime Armor Gen 2 Level 3 at only 4 pounds. The Steel Ops plates, guys, come in at 6, 8, and 9 with weights of 6 pounds, 6.6, and 7.2 respectively. The heaviest in that category is the 1155 from RMA at 8.3 pounds. So they get the worst score in that category of 10. Next category is is cost. Coming in number 1 is the Steel Ops plates. Again, I could have gone a little bit deeper there, but I'm trying to be a little bit biased towards some of the other plates and not ding somebody for a 10, just because all of our plates are the same cost. So coming in number 2 in that category is the 1155 from RMA. So even though it was the heaviest, it's also one of the more affordable ones on this list. And there's your costs. Next category, NIJ cert. So some would argue that an NIJ certification should have a little bit more weight in this argument than just 1 point. But again, to try to be a little bit biased towards plates that are not certified, I only went up to 2 for plates that aren't. So there's your 1s and 2s. All the Steel Ops plates are certified, as are some of the ones from Hesco and RMA. The Prime Armor Gen 2 plate is not NIJ certified. Next category, threat level. So the only 3s in this category are the Prime Armor Gen 2 and the Hesco L210. The Prime Armor Gen 2 is not a plus plate in my opinion because it cannot stop M855, and the L210 is not a level 3 plus plate because it can't stop 308. So it's just a special threat plate. So those are the only 2 plates that get a 3. If it's a level 3 plus plate, it got a 2. And if it's a level 4 plate, it got a 1. All right, next category. This is where we usually get a little bit of debate. Fragmentation control. As if you watch any number of our videos, you can see that our plates do a very good job of controlling fragmentation compared to other steel plates on the market. In some videos, we actually demonstrate it performing better than ceramics with fragmentation control, particularly at angles. So I gave scores of 1 and 2 here. The scores of 1 go to any plate that's poly or UHMW PE. Those plates do a phenomenal job of fragmentation control, but our plates compared with some of the monolithic ceramics do as good, or like I said, in some cases better. So let the debate begin there. Next category is backface deformation. Steel has always kind of reigned supreme in this category, but in my last comparison video, I went and gave the ceramic plates a little bit harsher score, even though they still do a very good job of mitigating backface deformation. This time around, I said, you know what, I'm just going to give them a 1, the same as steel, and only go to 2s on the composite plates. The only 3 in this category, again, is the Prime Armor Gen 2, just because poly plates have been it's pretty well documented that they have like the worst amount of backface deformation, even if they comply with NIJ standards. An 1.75 inches of backface deformation is still a lot. So next category, shelf life. If you go to the NIJ CPL compliant products list, you'll see that we are listed with a 25-year shelf life. The rest of these plates, if they're listed, have a 5. There are some 10-year plates out on the market right now, so you could argue that I should have given a score of 3 to the 5-year plates, and 2 would be reserved for 10-year plates. However, because there's no 10s listed on this list, I only went to 1 and 2. So again, trying to be a little bit biased towards the other types of armor on the market. Next category, curvature. So if it's a single curve plate, it got a 2. If it's a multi-curve plate, it got a 1, because they're just a little bit more ergonomic. If there was a flat plate on this list, I would have given it a 3. Next category, calibers and velocities. So M193 at 3,100 feet per second. I have personally witnessed all of these plates on this list stopping that round. So kudos to everybody there. Everybody gets a 1. Next category, M855 at 3,100 feet per second. The only failure in this category is that Prime Armor Gen 2, so he gets a score of 2. We've done a test video on that plate, as other UHMW plates. So UHMW plates just have a really tough time stopping M855, so gets a 2 in that category. Next category, 308 at 2,750 feet per second. This is your level 3. The only failure in that category is the HESCO L210. I actually have seen a HESCO L210 stop a 308 round, just never seen it stopped with chrono data saying that it was at 2,750 feet per second. I've actually seen more video footage saying that it fails that test, so it gets a 2 in that category. Everybody else gets a 1 because they are level 3 plates. Next category, 30-06 AP at 2,880 feet per second. That's your level 4. If it's not a level 4 plate, it fails that category, against a 2. If it does stop it, it gets a 1. Pretty cut and dry. All right, next popping up on your screen should be your totals. So you'll see there's the total scores. Again, in theory, using this chart, the lowest score wins. Where the plates kind of rank in terms of score there with the colors, and then off to the right there, you'll see a cost per set. So what's the moral of the story here with all of these, with this comparison? Well, the scores say that the Steel Ops plates come in first, second, and third respectively, with the HESCO 3810 being a tie for third place. So there's that. But other than that, guys, really this list doesn't really mean shit, because some of it is my opinion, and it's really just a point of reference. It's just trying to approach things from a mathematical standpoint. So take this stuff with a grain of salt. But the reason that I listed the cost per set there is that when you're looking at, score to price point, that's pretty important. I would argue that the RMA 1155 is probably a better buy than the HESCO 3810, just because of the price point. I mean, $270 for the set of RMA 1155s, and those are level 4 plates. Are they really heavy? Yeah, they're over 16.5 pounds just for a set of plates. But the value that you get, I would argue you could have 3 or 4 sets of Steel Ops plates or RMA plates for the cost of one HESCO 3810. So this is just a point of reference, guys. Use it. If you like the information that I put in this video, if you disagree with some of the scores, comment down below. Tell me how stupid I am. If you think that there's other plates that should have been listed on this that would have done better than something else, mention it down below. Maybe we'll do another video and list that plate. And if you like the information, share it, tag a friend, send it to somebody. Let us know what you guys think. As always, thanks for being Steel Ops customers and supporters. If you want more information about our products, you can visit shop.steelops.com. Take it easy.